Hey Scorpio, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing your April 2025 Tarot and Oracle reading. We're going to be starting with the Mudra Oracle deck and then moving on to the Tarot cards. And Scorpio, if you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like all the other Scorpios to pray for you, cross watchers alike, simply say hi in the comments section or even leave an emoji, something that we can focus on that represents your energy. All right. You know what's so funny is that the words Scorpionic popped in my head, and it seems like a nickname or something. I've never had that in my head before, and I'm wondering if maybe somebody out there uses it. I don't know. Scorpionic. Silly. So your first message out for April 2025 is intuition. This is my favorite mudra. And it's also because I love the hand gesture. So there's a physical prayer as well. And this says, deep down, you just know, and you just cup your thumb like this, and then you bring your other thumb to touch the tips of your fingers. So that's what it looks like. And the mudra mantra goes like this: deep down, I know what is right and important for me. This mudra is good for your windpipe and your voice. It brings inner calm and harmony and awakens your intuitive powers, Scorpio. Heck yes. The right hand symbolizes a seashell and the left hand symbolizes the pearl within it. So this would be your higher self, that part of you which knows is right and what is important to you. With each exhalation, sing out a long, deep Om, and that gets your cells vibrating. See yourself descending deeper and deeper into the innermost recesses with every breath you take. That is where your higher self keeps the answers to all your questions, Scorpio. You become aware of stillness and emptiness and are ready to receive the inner voice. That is deep. Let's see if you get the Hermit card or the High Priestess. I want to start with this deck. What's coming towards my Scorpios at this time, April 2025, what they need to know. This is a living, breathing conversation with tarot, so we only take the cards that choose you and fly out on their own. If they fly in reverse, we read them that way. We start with a very intuitive card. They're acting funny, I will say. There we go. So we start with two very dramatic cards. We start with the Moon, which is an intuitive card. It's ruled by Pisces, and it does talk about veiled energy. Now that veiled energy, it could be connected to something that hasn't occurred completely yet. We'll see. Or it can also connect to the subconscious, our dream life, and our fears as well. So this looks so far, the next message, this looks like it's going to be it's definitely including another person. We have the Two of Cups over here, and we're going to get to that because I'm putting the cart before the horse. Before I do so, I want to tell you the other dramatic message is leaving something behind here. This is specifically something that you cared about very deeply at one point, and you're taking it on faith. Somebody is taking it on faith that what they truly desire now lies beyond those hills. So, AKA in the unknown. Some of my Scorpios might be facing some fears in doing that, and that's why we start with the Moon card. But let's unpack this a little further so that I can get more detail out for you. Okay. Now I want Eight of Cups, please. What is our Eight of Cups? What's our Seven of Cups? What's our Seven of Cups? Okay. Boom, boom. There's our High Priestess attached to the Moon. Double up. Double up that intuition. You've gotten 3 deep cards so far around intuition. You're definitely in alignment. I have a feeling a lot of the Scorpios that I talk to, if they receive outside advice by anyone, they're not going to be actually listening to it nearly as much as they are listening to themselves. You can't be manipulated right now, Scorpio. I think that you're very much in tune. Give me one more moment. Thank you. For a few of you guys, children are in the picture. What is this Knight of Swords? Wonderful. What is this World? Okay, 3 flew out there. Big picture stuff. Whoa, doing it differently. And then one more, and then I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. I just really want to make sure I have an in-depth message to start with. We can unpack them further as we go along. Okay. All these have been pre-shuffled with you in mind. It's interesting. Oh my God, the Two of Cups. I asked about the Two of Cups and I got the Two of Cups to clarify from another deck the moment I open one. So yeah, that deck is interesting. There's a lot of cards that wanted to fly out. Did you see how many wanted to flip? Okay, so yeah, we start with a really intuitive energy here, facing one's fears. Also, you might find that you are willing and capable of dreaming in more clarity, and you might be, some of you guys might even be taking note of things that occur in your dreams. You're just kind of tapping in. But it's interesting because there's two elements of this relationship with your intuition. There's a sense of not giving up, this tenacity, but also there's a sense of being a little bit tired and a little protective with the Nine of Wands, okay? So it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of Scorpios I'm talking to are actually doing some shadow work. That's why we're getting the moon. But because they know that we don't have traditional methods to navigate this, or any like official methods, it's really just navigating on their own, knowing that no one's going to be able to tell them how to do this. You guys are on your own in a really good way. Like you're navigating the unknown. You might actually be, let me just get one more card on this. What's the Three of Cups here? The Lovers. So there might be a situation where there's third-party energy, whether it's romantic or it's even within a friend group that you typically consider your support group. You are leaving a situation that seems to have too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. You kind of need to narrow this 3 down to a 2, or just step away. Okay, so excuse me, I didn't use a Sharpie marker to draw bathing suits on my nude lovers card. So we'll see if the YouTube algorithm gets me. But yeah, so you're just leaving the situation. And I don't think this is something that you planned on doing. I just think that you're like, this is your version of taking the high road. You don't need to sit there and make anybody wrong for it. In fact, you're already looking out towards the moon and the sun in the distance. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, there is a sun that is encompassed by the moon that this person is facing, and that represents their happiness, but also cloaked in mystery, right? The mystery of the unknown. And so, of course, you're looking within to direct you. That's where your North Star is. You're not going to go to your friends for advice in this situation. And it could be a situation with love, or it could be a situation with just those closest and dearest to you. I do think that there's something really lovely you're going to find. And the reason I think so, Scorpio, is we have the Seven of Cups, all these options, right? But not all that glitters is gold, so it's important to be discerning, but all being blasted with all these options all of a sudden makes you very, very happy. You're going to look back at this situation, be very happy with yourself that you chose to do this the way you did. Because you didn't take necessarily the easy way out. You didn't become complacent. You, in fact, chose to change. We can't change others, right? The high road is we can only change ourselves. In this situation, you might have even figuratively or literally chosen a different environment because you're like, you know what, this ain't my vibe. And you moved on and you tweaked and you journeyed somewhere else. And that's the transition. That is the temperance. This is balance. This represents balance and patience. And this looks like taking the high road for sure. We have some energies here that I'm going to actually translate pretty literally, okay? So we have the Page of Swords. This is kind of, and the Page of Cups. So that's why I mentioned a few of you guys are going to have children in the picture. And this is, if this is the case, then I just want to say that you are getting either a gift or you're getting money or a promotion with this to help support and heal and recover with these energies. Now, the other version of this translation, I'll go literal as well, is we're talking about a very fresh approach with things. Because the pages are a youthful energy, they can be translated like open to new ideas, new modes of thinking, looking at things in a fresh way. And because of that, you're welcoming in this twist of fate that is absolutely effing delightful. It's delightful. I love the Page of Cups. It's fun. If it's a love reading, this is fun and flirty. You know what I mean? This is really having fun and playing again. At least it's that mindset of being willing to play. And you've got a gift coming towards you, Scorpio. And for some of you guys, this is going to be in the material plane. It'll be money. It'll have actual value stamped on it. And for some of you guys, this is simply being valued, an introduction of true value, being valued in your relationships. And that's where the healing becomes really evident. Okay, so this has fresh start written all over it. And I would say, man, I would think that we'd get the Fool card out with this because it's such a fresh start, but we actually do get the Fool card. It's over here. And I want to, before we jump over there, because that's pretty exciting, I do want to get some clarity on our next message. Okay. We have, yeah, you got fresh start energy all over this. We have more pages, another Page of Pentacles. I think that there was words said or impulsive energy that you were exposed to. Somebody might have been impulsive and rude, or this is the type of energy, the Knight of Swords upside down, that makes you cringe later and say, God, I wish I hadn't said that. Or, gosh, I cannot believe they said that. I wouldn't be surprised, Scorpio, if a lot of you guys have experienced somebody else jumping the gun, shooting from the hip, and like, you are done with it. In fact, how you react is the high road, is you spin on your heel and you're out of there. So the story is not over, but you are, whatever it was, Scorpio, it's making you take on this major growth spurt, this major growth mindset. And I think it has something to do with taking the high road. We all can be this person, right? Scorpio, you have too before. And because of that, and it might be you digging back in your memory, because you might be somebody who's like, nope, I don't speak before I think. But a lot of you guys have been able to relate to this at some point. It's that cringe. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I think that a lot of you guys were on the receiving end of that this time. And your approach to that was this growth mindset, focusing on yourself, focusing on your stability and moving forward. This is waiting for your ships to come in. This is making new plans and progress. You're focused on your progress. Like I said, we cannot change other people, but we can change ourselves. So you've doubled down and invested in yourself, following your own intuition and moving on. We do have an interesting series of cards here. I love this. The Wheel appears, and this is a karmic card talking about exactly where you're at right now, Scorpio. That's where you're supposed to be. And this is bringing good news and good things to you. The Wheel turns. You are going to be witnessing some big changes in your life having to do with your long-term stability and long-term goals. It could even be around family, what you're building, your legacy. It could tie into inheritance. And I say that because next to the Wheel, we have the 10 of Pentacles. And just take a look at that picture, right? So that is a really profitable and positive goal. So you're thinking 20 years down the future. And so you're applying that approach towards your friends, towards your family, towards your lover, and your job. And from that place, you are becoming very solid on where your truth lies. The King of Swords, I feel, is going to represent most of you guys. And while it can be an air sign in your midst, a Libra, an Aquarius, or Gemini. I think for most of you, it's you kind of putting on this chainmail and that he's wearing and being able to look at things from a very practical light This is definitely that conversation we have with ourselves of like, what is worth my time? What is worth my effort? And from this place, you are starting a very fresh journey. Now we have the element of the Two of Cups. This is a partnership or another individual who means a lot to you. There's usually equal give and take with the Two of Cups. I call it in a business relationship / friendship. I would call it like the Paul McCartney, John Lennon relationship. If it was love, it would be like your soulmate. We have a very nurturing energy popping up here. And we have, and the Queen of Pentacles represents a very practical, nurturing energy coming through in this partnership. Who's this Queen of Pentacles for our Scorpios? Oh my God, you can't make this up. Two of Cups, right? So I ask more about it. We get the Queen of Pentacles. Who's this Queen of Pentacles? She carries an opportunity, an Ace of Wands. She carries an opportunity attached to her. And usually this requires action. It's very much in the physical realm. This is when projects start. This is when we move. You get the picture. And when I ask for clarity on and all that, that's again, the Ace of Wands. And then asking for clarity on that, again, the Two of Cups. So now like, I feel like tarot, when it does this, it's just having fun with us. I feel like it's like, I already told you, you dummy. So basically we have a partnership appearing in your reading at the very end, and it's pulling through with a lot of energy. There's an individual here that really cares about you, that has an offer, maybe wants to work with you, or wants to start a love affair with you. I try to keep it beyond just romantic, right? Because this is really just, it can be an amazing partnership as well. But if this is a love relationship, this is like full of passion, full of sexual attraction. If this is a work relationship, this is still full of passion, but it's full of ideas and like, let's make this happen. You have 2 times in a row the Two of Pentacles or Two of Cups, and that is the soulmate connection card. I'm just curious. So let's get some more out. What's this Two of Cups? Page of Swords again. What's this Two of Cups? The Sun. Okay, so it's saying keep an open mind. It's saying keep an open mind, but like Page of Swords is, there's some information. They might even approach you to demonstrate their passions towards you and their care and this offer. They might approach it even kind of passively. So posting things on their social media, they could be just maybe shyly sending a text, because the Page of Swords, being that it's youthful and it can sometimes be immature, it's not as direct as that King of Swords. It's not as direct as the Queen of Swords, but it's definitely kind of this budding information, fresh ideas. So it's leading to something really positive. I gotta say, is the Sun card is really positive, but it is this tender thing on the outside, but on the inside it's fucking fierce with those wands, because the wands represent so much passion. But if it's something that is not taken advantage of, like this offer is not taken, it will go away. It's important to know that about Ace of Wands. I hope this was helpful. I'm sending you off with love and light. Take good care.